What's up, guys? Welcome to day 13 of the road to 140 kilogram bench press. Today I hit legs and I did a few changes to this workout since I have new equipment here and kind of new information to go off of. So today I decided to drop 2 sets off of my deadlifts and do Romanian deadlifts instead of deficit deadlifts. So a completely different exercise here, a new exercise which I've pretty much never done, mainly due to grip issues. But today, as you can see, the grip wasn't a super big problem. It was just kind of hard to grip the bar. It wasn't super difficult. So I hit 120 kilos here for about 6 to 8 reps for most of these sets, and really felt my hamstrings working and firing, felt my calves out of all things, and felt my glutes as well. And it also felt really good on my lower back. It felt like a proper, good, healthy exercise, something that I should be doing more of. So I will probably go over to these as opposed to deficit deadlifts. The main thing I'm just worrying about a little bit is my grip. But at this gym, I do have access to chalk. I'm not using it right now, at least for this, since it's not required. My grip isn't really the limiting factor. My grip fails pretty much at the same time as, my hamstrings and glutes, which means that it's not affecting the stimulus on those parts of my body. But I went for 3 sets as opposed to 5, and I did the same thing with the reverse lunges today, just bringing down the volume a bit. And as you'll see later in this session, I did add some new things as well to my training, which will probably be semi-permanent stays, at least for the next few months in my training, exercises I will be working on. And, I discovered some new machines and some new movements today, which were more effective, and I felt them more than the ones I'd previously been doing. So, for example, these Romanian deadlifts here, they were truly effective compared to regular deadlifts for what I want to target, which is mainly the lower body here, but also, to hit the lower back and to hit the grip as well. I like to do deadlifts on leg days. I think that is a much better place to put it than on a back day. But obviously it will depend a lot on kind of where you are the strongest. If you are really strong in your lower back and glutes, let's say, and your hamstrings, maybe you can put deadlifts on a back day because your back is limiting. But for most people, myself included, it's going to be the primary movers in an exercise which are limiting. And it's definitely the case here for me with my Romanian deadlifts. I mean, it's 100% the glutes and the hamstrings which are kind of a little bit weak and which are stopping me from getting more reps and more weight. But I was happy that I was able to manage 120 and I didn't have to go down in weight. I may have lost a few reps off of my deficit deadlifts with the same weight, pretty much same range of motion. But the strength was still carried over fairly well. And I'm going to continue to work with that same weight for a little while until I feel the need to change it. On these reverse lunges, however, I did decide to go up in weight. I don't want to be doing 51 rep sets to failure like I did the first time I did this exercise. I went up to 60 kilos and I'm making sure not to use my back leg that much. I'm using it mainly for stabilization and to give me a little push out at the bottom. But if I feel like I really need to use a lot of back leg, I'm not going to go that heavy. So I'm kind of gauging failure on these off of when I really have to help myself with that back leg to kind of force my way up through these. And, these really hit your glutes primarily. I mean, they did hit my quads pretty well in addition, and they did hit my calves a little bit as well through the stabilization. But the main mover when you're doing reverse lunges is going to be your glutes. If you just look at the mechanics of the lift, that's fairly obvious. And I really like these because they are giving me a great opportunity to work on my weak left leg to increase the coordination in that leg, to kind of balance out some different imbalances that I know I have, because I have a lot more power, thrusting and jumping power, squatting power on my right leg. And when you have muscle imbalances which grow big enough, you're going to start moving and twisting and turning in weird ways, bucking under weights, and just in life in general, you're going to move in unhealthy ways. You're going to put more stress on certain sides of your body, certain structures. We know that if we have a weakness in one foot, it can kind of multiply its way all the way up the kinetic chain and create problems, for example. So what I'm doing here is I'm really just trying to build up that left glute and that left quad and the left hamstring, everything there. Just really try and even it out. I start every set with my left leg, making sure that when I fail on my left leg, pretty much I end the set. So this is working on my right leg as well, but mainly it's going to decrease the difference between my left and my right leg, which is a difference that's probably always going to be there unless I forcefully train it away, since my right leg is my dominant leg and the leg with which I have the best coordination and proprioception, and it's just more a part of me, if that makes sense. Just as I'm right-handed, I'm right-legged as well, which means that when I do these on the left leg, even if I were to train my left leg a lot, maybe they'll always feel kind of wonky on my left, but I am going to decrease that distance between my right and my left leg, which will probably give me a bit more strength overall, as well as better injury prevention. And when it comes to the strength, if I do build up my weakest left leg, it will probably carry over to my squats as well, which means that everything squat related is going to get a boost since I'm able to lift more on that exercise. So here we have a new exercise which I'm adding now. I've just got to open the car door here. It's quite hot. An exercise that I'm adding right now is the hamstring curl. I'm doing these seated since you get a better stretch than with the lying leg curl. And this exercise is actually very, very, very serious. I mean, this is a really good machine. As you can see, I just got to close the car door properly here. As you can see, the strength curve is really, really good. It's at the heaviest somewhere in the middle of the rep, slightly lighter towards the top, which decreases that injury risk, and it's also pretty heavy and pretty hard, in the most contracted position. So I kind of count my reps based on if I can go all the way down, if that makes sense, curl my leg as close as possible to my body. When my knee is at the maximum kind of bent position, the machine kind of bangs into a barrier, which is how I count my reps. And I'm going nice and slow here, especially on the eccentric, making sure that I'm going all the way down, really building up that tendon, those tendons rather. There are at least 4 of them here. And this is an exercise which I will be focusing on here semi-permanently for the next few months. I've never really had a long period of really doing hamstring curls properly because I haven't had access to a hamstring curl machine or anything of the like. But what I'm going to do here is I'm going to push the weight, push the reps on this exercise, and mainly just make sure that I'm doing it consistently and with serious intensity so that I'm able to actually start growing these weak hamstrings and start bringing them closer to the standard of my quads throughout the course of this bulk. Now, this is going to give me more size. This is going to give me stronger deadlift strength, better injury prevention on the squats, better injury prevention when running, moving, walking, whatever. And I'm really looking forward to kind of beefing up my leg size. And just as your biceps are an important part of your arm size, your hamstrings are an important part of your leg size. I mean, after all, they are your leg biceps. So, I mean, even if my quads look the exact same with significantly improved hamstrings, my legs are obviously going to be far more impressive from the side and from the back. And I'm going to fill out, all sorts of trousers much better, and my athletic performance is going to go up, and I'm decreasing the size of a muscular imbalance between my quads and my hamstrings. So this bulk here, I am doing squats and I am doing lunges, but the main focus really is posterior chain when it comes to the legs, and calf raises, or just calves, which I'm going to hit with calf raises. I realized in the gym we have two machines. This is the seated calf raise. I may do a mix of the standing and the seated calf raise. And otherwise, I always have the bodyweight option of doing one leg at a time, standing in a doorway or something. If I have, sometimes you have something to hold on to and you have kind of the top of stairs or something like that just to hold on to, and a little bit of a depression, a ledge to stand on pretty much, so that you get that stretch. Doing calf raises on flat ground is truly suboptimal, since you're not really stretching the muscle at all and you're kind of starting in the mid-range of the range of motion. It's kind of like doing bicep curls to the halfway point and up and not doing the bottom. Arguably the bottom, like below 90 degrees, when your heel is below the toes pretty much, I think that is where you get most of the effect on a calf raise. Since most of the time lengthened position exercises are the most effective for building muscle, and in this case as well, the main focus here is to go to failure, not do a million sets, but to actually go to failure with a fairly heavy weight, make sure that I get a solid contraction, and also that I really stretch out my calves at the bottom of every rep. And I'm doing lengthened partials as well. So as I get more and more fatigued through these sets, I'm not stopping, since I can't go all the way up. I'm actually continuing to pump out reps in the bottom half and bottom third, and even like bottom fifth of the range of motion as the set progresses. So I'm really just kind of bouncing / flexing at the bottom. I'm probably going to do these controlled in the future, not kind of bounce in the bottom. Obviously there's nothing wrong with trying different techniques, but I think that probably should be best. On the first set here I did do some bouncing, but I'm going to really make sure that I get this kind of slow, solid contraction, and mainly that I get really deep, solid stretch on the calves with these, so that I'm able to really start building my calf mass, which is something I'm really looking forward to on this bulk. Not only as I gain body weight will I actually get bigger calves, but also I will be training them very intensely twice a week throughout the whole course of the bulk. And since I am a beginner at calf training, I believe that the effect that I will get is going to be quite large in terms of actual calf growth and calf hypertrophy. So this is probably the biggest kind of area of interest, the muscle group that I'm going to make the most progress on, the most visible progress on during this bulk is probably going to be my calves. Once again, I'm going from never having trained calves consistently to training them hard and consistently for a fairly long period of time here, which is going to be at the very least the rest of this year, likely for an entire year forward, really pushing the calf training a lot. So as you can see, I'm trying different techniques. I don't really know I haven't decided on a standardized technique yet. I mean, this is the first time I'm doing this particular exercise, but as you can see here, I can barely walk to the camera, so, work is being put in for sure. Now, I have different clothes on here. This is after school. I wasn't able to finish my workout, so, excuse me, I got to open the car door again. It's really hot actually in this dark car which I have, and they are mowing the lawn over there, so that's suboptimal. But yeah, I just hit some extra calves and some extra abs after school as well. And one final kind of parting thought here before I leave you guys to the rest of your day without me is I did try some inverted sit-ups today. Let me just close the car door here. I did try some inverted sit-ups today, which basically meant that I'm hanging upside down and kind of pulling myself up from the bottom in a sit-up. So that was really effective. I felt my abs a lot more than regular hanging leg raises. So that's another exercise I'm going to make sure to partake in if I'm at this gym in the future. So yeah, good solid workout today. A decrease in volume from my previous leg sessions. I felt like this is a more appropriate amount, and this is probably a type of leg workout which I'm going to maintain for the next few weeks here. This feels sustainable and it feels difficult as well. So With that, I will see you guys tomorrow on my push day. Goodbye.